Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone who is working, everyone who is not working but is ready. Today we have 25th of August. It's the second day after the celebration of the Independence Day of Ukraine. And I do believe that today, this morning, you are motivated, first of all, by Ukrainian spirit of independence. Secondly, I do believe that everyone has woken up already because today it's high time. It's high time to wake up. It's almost 11 a.m. Today, me, Victoria Vlasova, and DELUXE Private School prepared for you rather interesting information, like symbolic a little bit for nowadays, for the Ukrainian days, traditional days, celebrative and festive days that we have in Ukraine. I do believe that today's information will be really useful for you. I do believe that this information you did not know and you have not known before. That's why, to my deep concern, I'm very sure, might be sure, that today's information about the flag of Ukraine, national flag of Ukraine, unknown facts. I know that probably some of you who are rather to be patriots and who deal with the history of Ukraine, with the history of its birthday, as well as some attributes, national attributes of Ukraine, such as the anthem, the flag, and some more. You should know these facts, but I would be very happy, and it would be very pleasant for me if I provide you, and I do believe that I will provide you with the perfect information, unknown information about the facts of Ukrainian flag. First of all, while speaking about this, my question is usual for you. Not only question, but a piece of advice. If you might know any interesting facts, any specific facts, probably somewhere from your life's experience dealing with the history of Ukraine, about the flag, that might be interesting not only just for me and for you, but for other people who are going to watch us, please, you're welcome, write to us in your comments. All comments today should be in English because it's English live stream, with the main purpose to give you as much knowledge as you can back them. And today's topic, one more time, is the unknown facts about Ukrainian flag. That's why share with us, don't hesitate. Stay with big interest for us, and I do believe that today's live stream is going to be really very fantastic. Okay, so primarily the information that I have about the national Ukrainian flag, everyone knows that the flag has two colors, yellow and blue, or blue and yellow. It's also a very controversial topic. Actually, the blue is like the sky color, it's on the upper side, and the yellow is like the symbol of our fields, of Ukrainian fields, like corn fields, any other crops that we have, is the color of yellow. It's like the general truth and the general universal truth for Ukraine. Of course, I heard actually some contradictions about the position of upper and lower colors of the flag, and some people, especially people who deal with esoterics, people who deal with some, I don't know, magic probably facts, and some others, they say, and they are pretty sure about the dislocation, about the changing the position of two colors, therefore yellow to be like on the upper side and blue on the downside. Actually, it's very controversial and contradictory concerning the symbolism about the colors. What will they symbolize? What will they present, these colors, if we change the national flag of Ukraine colors position? Of course, if you have any kinds of your suggestions, please, you're welcome, write us in your commentaries your suggestions and your opinions about the flag, or probably even your ideas how you would or how you may change the colors of Ukrainian flag, or probably you will suggest completely other picture and completely other palette of colors for Ukrainian national flag. The first information deals with the year 1948. This information deals with the inhabitants and dwellers of Galiciana. It's the region of Ukraine, Galiciana region of Ukraine. In 1984, they were using already the blue and yellow flag, the symbolic of these flags, and they suggested to implement these colors to the national level of Ukraine, and Ukrainian symbolic and Ukrainian representations. That's why, so to say, my information is the year 1984, the year of starting to deal with the coloring palette for a modern and contemporary flag that we have now. Also, it's very interesting, the information, the unknown fact about Ukrainian flag in 1992. Actually, in 1992, it's a kind, there were negotiations, it was a meeting, I don't remember actually formal or non-formal, but Mr. Kravchuk, ex-president of Ukraine, Leonid Kravchuk, he had a conversation with the Chinese artist, female artist, Mao Mao. In 1992 it happened, and the Chinese artist... Oh, Alena, good morning. The first comment that I like. Thank you very much too. Thank you very much too that my programs make a special and a kind of interest for you, dears. For me, it's the best, the biggest pleasure. Moreover, that today it's 25th of August, the first day after celebration. I didn't hope from the beginning that some people will come and would listen to the live stream, but for me it's rather perfect that I see all you here. Okay, we go on. So I finished by the year 1992 when Mr. Kravchuk, ex-president, he had negotiations with the artist. Who remembers the name I told? Remember or forgot? Artist, Chinese artist Mao Mao, her name was, yes, and she asked and she even recommended to Mr. Kravchuk to change the location and the position of colors. Actually, it's the question for the esoterics, and it's the question actually of changing the location and position. Yeah, Alena, you are today perfect. Yeah, you are today very active. Probably yesterday's activity from the Independence Day, you just veil for today's day. Thank you. Tanishka, thank you very much. Yes, I see your comment. Join us. Thank you too. Mutual. It's mutual. Everything is mutual. Yeah. So very interesting to know also your position concerning the changing blue and yellow position of flag, because it's true that not even Chinese artists, not even Ukrainian esoterics and extrasensoric people who believe in it or not, but still they are also recommended from the early 90s for the authorities of Ukraine, for the national authorities of Ukraine to change the position of colors with the principal aim to change like the destiny probably of the country. It's up to you, my dearest, either to agree or disagree with it, but I think that there is a special like core in it, because fortunately or unfortunately, Ukrainian position is always worry. It's always worry. It's not constant. It's not permanent. Ukraine is always struggling for something that is better, for something that is beneficial for our country. Ukraine is always shared by other countries, yes, and by other nations, yes, and we are always a kind of a piece of a cake, like a cherry on a cake for someone else. That's why I'm not sure about actually to change or not to change, to listen to the recommendations about the flag coloring palette or not. but actually we can't mind and we can't not accounting the advices of other people. We need to take probably them into the consideration in order to probably somehow see the changes. But I'm not sure about how the authorities deal with this question, with this issue, and of course it will be very interesting to listen to their opinions about it. But I think that they have other essential issues to bother with. Okay. The next very interesting information about the year 1917. Who remembers what is this date? 1917. What is this date for Ukraine? Who knows an answer? I will give you just a few minutes to write me in your comments about the year 1917 for Ukraine from the historical position. What was it? What happened in this time? Who knows an answer? Write me. And I'm waiting for answers. Who is strong in history of Ukraine? 1917, the year. Okay. Well, I'm waiting for your answers, and I'm going on. So actually, this very date, they started the process of Ukrainization. It's like nationalistic of Ukrainian armies and troops. Alena, the Independent Day was proclaimed. Thank you very much. Yes, because it was exactly this date the Ukrainian Revolution happened with the Independence Day proclamation. Nice English. Thank you very much. I like your English, Elena. Big compliment for you today, the 25th of August. Big compliment. Thank you. Yes, and actually all the actions in 1917, they started on the territory of Ukraine. Especially, there were special subdivision military subdivisions and troops, independent. Jamal Tigrain, thank you very much. You're also very active today. Thank you. Yes, this date, it was like a kind of really important events for Ukraine, because it was the first Independence Day that was proclaimed, and actually all the actions, all the military actions, and even there were the marine subdivisions, if you know the meaning. Marine, it's dealing with the sea. Yeah, the name in Ukrainian is Chernomorsky. The marine floods, actually everything concerning all Ukrainian territory, all the events, they were happening with the special flags, special drapeau, so to say. It's like a little bit French name for the flag, in the palette also of blue and yellow. Yeah, and they were using also the fight under the Kurt, Бой под крутами, in Russian. They were also using the flags of these colors. That's why if to speak about the 1991 Independence Day, proclamation for Ukraine, the 24th, yes, we can see that dealing with the history, it was long before this date that Ukraine as a state had this palette of colors. It's very interesting also. Well, the next information, Yelena, good morning. I see you that you joined us. Very, very happy to see you too. Also, the first notices about the coloring palette of blue and yellow, of yellow and blue, it's for you to choose. It also, the notices started from one very interesting city of Ukraine, not Kiev. If you have some ideas what was this city when where the first notices appeared about also the blue and yellow palette for the flag, if you know this city, please write me in your comments. It's not Kiev. It happened for you to know these notices were first found also in the beginning of the 20th century. Well, come on, write me your answers, people who are here, who are very attentive. This city, for me, it's also like a special city. Actually, I have three favorite cities in Ukraine. A part of Kiev, of course, it's Odessa. It's my favorite also city. I love it very much. Some part of my soul is there, and it will always stay there in Odessa. But there is also one city that was visited by me many times, and also a part of soul I left there. Who knows which is the city? Write me in your comments. I'm waiting. And coming to these facts, to the unknown facts. Actually, if I say you the name Danila Galitsky, does it tell you something? Danila Galitsky, does it tell you something about the name of the city? Come on, don't hesitate to write in the comments. Actually, this city was considered from this notice, the notice of the beginning of the 20th century, to be also symbolic for the coloring of our flag, and they made a kind of a lion, statue of lion. Yeah, they like designed. Yeah, they drew this picture on the blue area, yeah, and this lion here, it was the color of yellow. I think it's Lviv. Yes, of course, Elena, you were a nice student. Lviv, Tanchka, yes, you're right. You're right, it's Lviv, of course. Danila Galitsky, and the symbol of the lion. And speaking about like historical background, of course it's Lviv. It's like I can even say, because I'm always subjective in my suppositions, yes, and I should consider Lviv like to be the business card, the image card for Ukraine. And yes, Digimal, Lviv, yes, you're right, it's the city in the west part of Ukraine, and really to be true, this city represents, it's like a business card for Ukraine. Olena, oh my God, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the compliments today. I'm full of compliments, yeah, today. Thank you very much. It's a big honor and praise for me. Yes, that's why, and Danila Galitsky, it's also the protagonist, it's also the personality that is famous for Lviv especially, and in honor of his in honor for his son. Yes, actually the Lviv dwellers those times, they represented the line on the blue space, and it also made a kind of symbolic coloring, symbolic for Ukraine. Okay, the next fact, but I remind you, dearest, that if you know some facts about Ukrainian flag that might be interesting for us, please write us also in the comments. And also I remind you that Facebook possibilities are really huge. That's why you can even, if you are really interested in and catchy in this topic, yes, you can even write to us the links from the sites that you might find, or something dealing with it, that have the information about the unknown interesting facts about Ukrainian symbolics. Today we are talking about actually flag and the coloring, the color palette of this flag. Okay, so the next interesting fact leads us to the 14th century. Imagine 14th century, when there was actually, it was the Rus royalty royalty kingdom, so to say, Rus kingdom. They were in 14th century, the scientists tell, I'm not sure because I was not living, I cannot have any evidences, but this is the information that I possess, and with pleasure I'm sharing it with you. Actually, the symbolic for the 14th century in Rus royalty or kingdom, yeah, the symbolic was of golden color, the color of gold, and the blue color also of the sky. That's why, well, probably I can agree, even with the 14th century scientists or whatever people, whoever people suggested this innovative opinions that have survived till nowadays. It's interesting, but to my big concern, along the countries and along the flags, national flags of European countries, all over the world countries, I'm not sure that people could have shown or could have symbolized with any other flag the real symbols. Yeah, but probably I'm not right. For France, it's mostly like national. Yeah, we have blue, white, red, but we also have blue, white, red for Russian and for Russia country. But for Ukraine, blue and yellow, especially when yellow was symbolizing gold in the 14th century, and gold, it's like a symbol of prosperity, it's like a symbol of richness, it's like the symbol of wealth for many people. And of course, blue, it's always the interpretation, the symbolic for beautiful, clear, non-warrior sky that, thanks Lord, nowadays we also have above our heads. It's fantastic. Well, speaking about the claiming and speaking about the like official issuing of the flag of Ukraine, yeah, it happened regarding the history. It happened with the state of the first president of Ukraine. By the way, who was the first president of Ukraine? Write me, please. Who knows the history as well as Wikipedia? Write me please in your comments who was the first president of Ukraine, according to whom historically the blue and yellow coloring for the flag was claimed and was stated and was constated. Actually, it's also a known fact, but by this president, by the first president of Ukraine, I'm waiting for your answers, he claimed the coloring of flag, but vice versa. Yellow on the up and blue on the down. Who was this president? Write me please. Who was the first president of Ukraine? Okay, but of course in the contemporary constitution of Ukraine, the national flag is as we see it now, yeah, blue on the up, yellow on the down. Well, so no, yeah, Kravchuk Leonid was the first president of Ukraine. It's true, but we speak historically not of the independent state, but of Ukraine in the concept of Rus equivalent. Who was the first? Kravchuk was the first president of the independent Ukraine. Yeah, but who was the first of Rus Ukraine? Right, me, Olena, you are very active. I do believe that you might know this information. You might know this information. Please write me. It's not Kravchuk, because Kravchuk, it's the president of the independent Ukraine. And who was the first in other? Yes, Mikhailo Grushevsky. Yes, you're right. Grushevsky Mikhailo Sergeyevich. Yes, he was the first president of Ukrainian National Rada, and he was like Ukraine Rus first president. Yes, you are completely right, Elena. Thank you very much. And yes, historically, exactly him, Grushevsky Mikhail Sergeyevich, he constated the other position of colors for the flag. But in the modern constitution of Ukraine, we have the national flag vice versa. Probably this is the specific feature why Ukraine cannot start having leading positions. And yesterday I also wrote in my Facebook page that I do believe that les grandes familles, the big families, it's the term, it's like a French term for one very interesting idiomatic expression. If you want to know this idiomatic expression, write me in personal comments. I will reply you. Like this, I will know who wants to know a little bit idioms in French. yeah, I do believe that our authorities and our politicians, they are going to one day they are going to have measures and to make some steps in order to make our country really independent and really unique, very powerful, and to be like the one whole, the unique whole, very powerful whole. And do not depend, and not to be dependent on other minds and on other countries. Yeah, it's my dream, and I do believe that, my dear Ukrainians, my dear patriots, you have the same and you share the same opinions as I do. Thanks much. We are coming for next interesting fact. The next interesting fact is about Cossacks. Cossacks, it happened in the 18th century, 17th, 18th century. And actually they also use them while troop making, while some military events, yes, and this tendency became also popular in Ukraine afterwards, in the next centuries. And it's very interesting that the knight, like symbolic on these colors for Cossacks, it was the knight. In golden and red clothings. Yes, it was also very specific. I do believe that, and I do think that such colors as golden, such colors as red, deep red, blue, I'm not sure, but deep red and gold, it creates like a part of luxurious, yes, but it creates like powerful, fruity, bright, intense energy for those who wear and for those who deal with it. Okay, well, what else? What else might be interesting for you? One more information that I find, but it's also like taking from the Chinese book of changes, it has like in this book, but it might be considered like esoterics, but still we have this information that in this book there are some special definite colors combinations that have the symbolic definition for different things, yes. And according to this book, that's why we are coming for Mao. Yeah, do you remember I told you from the very beginning, a personality, a Chinese artist, she was esoterics also, that recommended to Mr. Kravchuk to change the palette of colors. And according to this book of changes, the combination when we have the blue color above the yellow color, yeah, unfortunately, according to this book, it means like bad luck, so to say, for the country, and bad luck for the nation if we have it like a national symbolization, because it creates like gigagram P. It's called gigagram P, and actually it's not very nice. But if we change the colors like Mr. Grushevsky advised us to do in that epoch, it will be the gigagram Tai, and it will have the opposite meaning, completely opposite meaning, and it will mean the wealth, the prosperity, the fruitfulness for our country. That's why for those who might listen to us today, for those who deal with politicians, who deal with national level, if you one day have a possibility to recommend it to those who make laws, please, you're welcome, remind them today's our facts, especially the last one that was very symbolic for probably the prosperity of our country. Thank you very much, my dearest. Thank you very much, everyone who stayed together with me, Victoria Vlasova, with DELUXE Private School. Yes, Elena, really. I'm not sure that we can change our destiny, but we can attempt to do it. Thank you very much. Today with you, as usually, was Victoria Vlasova with our rubrics Language Evolution in today's live stream in DELUXE Private School. I wish you to have the happiest day today, perfect weekend, and see you very soon next week. Bye-bye and all the best. See you.